If you hood educated, I'm glad you made it. Allow me to unfold my knowledge, wisdom, and understanding from a hood brother's point of view to all of you, here, there, and everywhere. Now check me out.
Breaking developments on a major crime bust right here in Cleveland. A violent gang has been brought down after a massive operation by local, state, and federal law enforcement.
Gabby Hart joins us from the neighborhood where it all started.
Yeah, we're talking RICO, racketeering charges that involve murder, sexual assault, kidnapping, and drug distribution. Authorities say it originated and happened right here in Cleveland's Cedars Central neighborhood. They even say drugs were sold right here in this very vicinity, like an open-air market. They also told us that the alleged kingpin of this gang called himself the Godfather. 18 members of the fully Blooded Felons gang indicted.
Active in Northeast Ohio for over a decade and had a significant presence in Cleveland, particularly in the Cedar Central neighborhood.
The gang started as a branch of another gang known as the Heartless Felons. Authorities say they've been flooding our streets with fentanyl, meth, and other deadly drugs. And that's not all.
The fully Blooded Felons resorted to the worst kinds of violent acts, including murder, kidnapping, assault, and robbery.
Leading this reign of terror, the alleged kingpin, Raven Mullins, who officials say referred to himself as the Godfather. He allegedly established a strict hierarchy within the gang, complete with rules, fines, and brutal punishments for anyone who disobeyed.
FBF held meetings to discuss gang business and were required to abide by Amaretta, meaning a code of silence.
The criminal enterprise even extended into the Ohio prison system, where they attempted to smuggle
drug-soaked paper and other contraband,
stash houses, torture, guns, and drugs. This organized crime ring has been operating right under our noses. It sounds like something straight out of a movie.
They were modeling themselves and using the kind of terms, as you put it, that you would see in a movie or have seen in movies, and certainly that are associated with criminal syndicate and crime families historically.
But just like in those movies, their empire has come crashing down. RICO laws let prosecutors go after the whole gang, including the leaders, even for crimes that they didn't personally commit, facing decades, if not life, in prison.
Telephone calls, text messages, and social media.
And again, this was a 2-year comprehensive investigation that included multiple agencies. We're talking state, federal, and local level. Authorities sending a clear message that they are watching and they are working to keep the streets of Northeast Ohio safe. In Cleveland, I'm Gabby Hart, 19 News.
Yeah, the feds, they do sweeps in Cleveland. Yeah, the feds come through there, shake the whole city. Yeah, snatch up a whole gang. Yeah. We talking about the federal government. We ain't talking about the state police. No, the feds come through swooping up everybody. Everybody on the block is going to jail. No, not you. You ain't do nothing. But everybody that participated in any of that nonsense is going to jail. This is what the feds do. They come through there and snatch up the whole gang. They ain't leaving nobody out there. Look, according to reports that I'm getting, all them guys that's in that gang right there is locked up. It's probably like 2-3 of them left just walking around the block right now. Probably ain't got nothing to do with theyself because all they homeboys, the feds done came and snatched up all they homeboys. It's over with. I'm talking about obliterated a whole gang. That's what the federal government do to gangs. Now, the cold-blooded part about this whole demonstration is this right here. Y'all, these ain't no youngsters. These guys right here that just got incarcerated by the feds, who just got caught up in this demonstration here, these guys is in their 40s, early 30s, late 30s, late 20s. These is not them kids. These is not them kids, them 19-year-old, them early 20s and stuff like that. These right here are grown men still gangbanging. Call themselves full-blooded felons. Full-blooded felons? Listen, some of them probably ain't even got felons, but it's just like they predicting it. Like, hey, look, I'm full-blooded felon and all. It's like we speaking this stuff into existence. Y'all want to be felons so bad? Y'all want to be full-blooded felons? The feds say, okay, cool. Hey, you ain't got to ask us twice, bro. Y'all want a felony up under y'all record? Cool. Come on. Look, we got y'all. Come on. Y'all got to live up to that name now. Yeah, y'all finna be felons for real with all the counts, murder, kidnapping, and rape, and all that old type of stuff. Yeah, all that. Yeah, come on, y'all finna be felons. Come on, let's go, all y'all. Now, let's get some background about this whole demonstration, right? Now, here it is. These guys right here started, I think it was back in 2012, if I'm not mistaken. And they was the Heartless Felons, and they all was one. They all was one big gang down there in Cleveland, and they called themselves the Heartless Felons. They started in the jail because the guys that was from Cleveland, they ain't had no juvenile facility in Cleveland, but they had a juvenile facility everywhere else, and they used to send all the Cleveland guys to these juvenile halls. So all the guys from Cleveland to come together, because all the other gangs from all these other cities down there was coming at the Cleveland guys and ganging up on them. They united and called themselves the Heartless Felons. And from that right there, they grew. Because once they came and united, they wasn't nothing to be played with. I'm talking about, they got a real name down there, and they not a joke. They for real. They serious. But just like in all gangs, you always start one way, but then next thing you know, you got guys breaking off, you got guys want to do this, you got guys want to do that. And so these guys broke off and called themselves the Full-Blooded Felons. And this guy, Raven Mullins, he was the leader of them. According to these reports, he was the godfather. They ran their whole demonstration as if like the Italian mafia did. They got godfather, capos, and all that old type of stuff, right? Well organized though, because according to these documents that I'm looking at, these boys had meetings all the time. They paid their dues. They put their drug money together and went and bought drugs together. If the guy that's a leader, him, Raven Mullins, if he said anything, it was, hey, it's a go. When it came down to kidnapping people and stuff like that, they had no problem with doing that. If you tried to flip from their gang to another gang, they was put that pistol on you. They trying to kill you and everything. So no, they was a serious bunch of guys. They wasn't nothing to be played with. But at the same time, here it is, you got these guys that are getting older and they are getting caught by the police with these drugs, and they don't want to go to jail. They do not want to go to jail. They do not want to do those long 15, 20 years and all that old type of stuff. So what they do, they get to doing this right here. And somebody, I don't know who it is, but somebody that's in there is telling them the inner workings of everything. I'm talking about murders, kidnappings, how the murder went down. I guess it was a murder where they had to kill a op, and I'm talking about they had a Honda Pilot. Whoever telling them what they telling them told them how they did the drive-by killing, where they took the car and burnt the car up, and all this. I'm talking, they giving them great details about information, and obviously the feds is connecting everything because they charged them with that murder. But the sad part, y'all, the way that they got this case right here is that these boys right here was talking on that phone, texting on that phone, and using that social media as if the feds and the police do not watch none of that. I'm talking about they was on that thing freely, just speaking about murder, freely speaking about drugs, and picking up drugs, and gang meetings, and where they gonna have meetings at, and who should be out there selling drugs, who shouldn't be selling. They just was talking so freely on the telephone, and the feds are just sitting back like this here, just listening. Yeah. I mean, the feds might as well join the conversation with them. That's how much information they just giving out on the phone. The feds like this here. Yeah. Oh, they did that murder. Okay, cool. Oh, they got the blues. They was wilding. These boys was going down there to Houston, getting dope, bringing it back. But instead of just going down there and being discreetly, they taking pictures and videos and sending it back and all this. And the feds is gathering all this information. Oh, so y'all going down to Houston to get all this dope. Okay, cool. All right. And now they all sitting up in that county jail, because understand some of y'all, this right here is a second indictment. They was already indicted. Half of them was already locked up. They was already indicted, but it was a state indictment. But once, I guess, more information got to spilling out, and whoever was telling and putting stuff together, the feds came and told the state, y'all step aside, let us take care of this, we got it. Now all of them looking at life bits, 20 to life. I'm talking about probably ain't now one of them gonna get under 10 years, because it's all about this drug stuff that they had going on, the kidnapping and how organized they was and stuff like that. And the federal government don't like when you organize. They don't like well-oiled machine gangs like that. They like you to be discombobulated. When you well-oiled like that and y'all following instructions, they don't like that. That's just too much structure for them. They really gotta disband that. And that's why they on top of these brothers here. But like I always tell y'all, this is the wonderful world and the wonderful life of gangbanging. This is what gangbanging gets you. This is what gangbanging gets you. I'm gonna continue to say it, because look, we gotta start realizing that it's the gang. Yeah, it's the gang that's causing all these RICOs and all this old type of stuff. Because they looking at it like, okay, y'all doing all this stuff to further the reputation, to further the gang and stuff like that. By y'all selling dope and killing and robbing and doing all this stuff, y'all doing this all for the gang. And that's why these RICOs is tearing a patch out y'all ass. Because y'all just ain't gonna seem to get it, because y'all don't want to learn from nobody else. Y'all hard-headed. Y'all want to learn on y'all own. Well, let me tell you, the federal government ain't got no problem with having y'all learn on y'all own. This is Hood Educated, not Lane related. Peace and love, and y'all take care of yourself out there. If I said anything that caused y'all to think, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed already. And if you're feeling generous, please make a small donation to the channel. Peace and love.